Hello everybody, welcome to my shaky blog, vlog, video, blah, blah. I wanted to do a little video diary of my experience with using a drug, a medication called, I'm going to screw up the title of it. It is the generic form of Bupropion. We'll put the actual words here so you guys can see how it's spelled. It is the drug, the medication is called See, I'm going to get it wrong. Bupropion, that's what it is called. I am on the generic form of it made by a company called Mylan, M-Y-L-A-N. It is what is available to me with my drug plan for work. So I picked up my prescription yesterday. I am on 150 XL tablets of Bupropion, 10 days with one pill, and then after 10 days I'm supposed to switch to 2 pills once a day. So it'll go up to 300 milligrams? I think that's what the dosage is. That's supposed to be the therapeutic dosage. I have done a crap ton of research on this drug, and I'm just going to call it Wellbutrin because it's easier for me to pronounce, even though I'm on the generic form of Wellbutrin. I can't even pronounce that. So there's some questionable, is that the word I'm looking for? No. Sorry, the lighting's actually really decent in the bathroom, but I'm having a really hard time holding my hand still. There we go, that's better. So I have done a lot of research on this medication. For those of you who have randomly looked at my channel, you may have seen a few videos of me where I have talked about the issues I have had in the past with mental health. When I was in my, I'm going to say mid-20s, I had a lot of anxiety issues. I had a lot of issues regarding security, mental security when I was in a relationship. I have had a lot of people in my past leave me for no reason that is apparent to me. I'm sure that if I was to go back and review and be, an innocent bystander on the side of the relationship, I would see what the issue was. I'm just going to assume that it probably had something to do with me being too motherly, if that's the word I'm looking for, because of what I went through when I was younger. And if somebody wants me to, I will discuss it. My mother is an alcoholic and has been for a very, very long time. I am an only child. My father, unfortunately, was a bit of a enabler regarding my mother's alcoholism. It is an issue that is ongoing still to this day. My mother is in her 70s and still has a drinking problem, but is still in denial, even though it has literally ripped her family apart and has alienated most of her friends. Yes. Anyway, that's my slight backstory. So when I was in my 20s, I was in college at the time, I had a lot of anxiety about being left in a relationship and being paranoid. Big time anxiety about it. And it gave me some decent depression. I did not want to get out of bed. I didn't want to go to school. I literally didn't want to do anything. I lost all interest in anything that was enjoyable to me. And I had literally all of the classic signs and symptoms of having depression. So I was put on Celexa. I don't remember what the dosage was. I remember it was very expensive for somebody that didn't have a lot of money because they were a student. I do believe part of my college plan covered the medication, but I also remember, so sorry, I'm going to just back up a little bit. So yes, I was put on Celexa and I was also put into therapy. So when I was in college, they had counseling services. As most colleges do, they have counselors there. So I was able to access that free resource that we had. And then when I had left that program, I'm not sure I carried on with my medication, but I know for sure that I did. I do remember having counseling services out through healthcare, like the provincial healthcare system. Now it is the province that I live in now. I don't know how it is in Ontario, but now in Nova Scotia, it is a waiting list of over a year and a half to go and see a therapist. And I'm not even talking, I don't want to see a psychiatrist. I'm talking like a counselor. That's all I need. I just need somebody to talk to. Unfortunately, unless I'm ready to murder other people or myself, I am not a priority in regards to mental health. Because I have mild to low level depression, I'm not a priority according to the healthcare system. It's pretty sad, but that's the way it is. And I apologize right now because this is probably going to be one of my longer videos and completely not relevant to my weight loss, although in a way kind of relevant to my weight loss. So you are welcome to carry on and watch, and I'm sure you're here because you researched the medication I'm on and this is where it brought you. Okay, so unfortunately, mental counseling is not something that I can tap into at the moment, so I'm trying to deal with it through meditation and yoga. It's not working. It hasn't been working for a while. Last year, was it last year? Yeah, it would have been last year. So last year, little more than last year, so between the time that I was unemployed, I got a job, then I got fired, then I got another job. So the span between the firing and getting another job was probably a month and a half. There was a lot, like I was very heavily depressed, very sad, crying, no interest in doing anything, no energy. And it has come back again. And I suspect most of my life has had some form and varying degree of depression. Now, as usual with my scattered brain thoughts, which apparently is also a sign of depression. I didn't know this information. When I was on Celexa, I gained a lot of weight. Like a lot of weight. I was at one point working out daily and I was eating really well, and I actually was at my target size. I was like an 8'10", and I looked great. Of course, though, when I was at an 8'10", I didn't recognize that I was actually at a very healthy weight for my body shape, my body type, my age, my bone structure. I didn't recognize that. And then I got into a relationship, and it didn't go very well, and I was put on medication, and I gained a lot of weight, which in turn made the depression even worse than it had already been. I went to the doctor and I had blood work done and hormone tests, and they were like, there's nothing wrong with you. And I was like, why can't I lose weight? So obviously I also have a underlying food addiction. There's something in my brain telling me that I need to eat even when I'm not hungry. And that is the reason that I have gained weight. And now, since August, in my recent videos, I've touched base on that, how I have gained 10 pounds since August, because I literally have had no motivation to go to the gym on a regular basis. And I don't know what happened. I don't know where the depression has come back from, but it's here. And in the last month, it has gotten progressively worse. I don't have any interest in doing anything. I'm angry. I'm crying for no reason. I'm upset for no reason. And it's all the symptoms I had before, like 20 years ago. And I decided I wasn't going to try to deal with that on my own, because I know what happens, and I know it's just going to get worse. And it's not fair to my husband, because he has to put up with me now. In a way, he is a saving grace, because the last time I went through this, I was single and I lived by myself, and probably the worst possible thing you could do. So with Celexa, I remember having no mood at all. So as far as I can understand from Celexa, it is a mood stabilizer, but it's also used to treat anxiety, which would make sense considering what I just told you about what was going on in my life at the time. So I don't have anxiety now, but I definitely have depression. So I have all those symptoms that I talked about. I go to bed at night and I pass out. Like I literally am done. I'm conk out. But I sleep, but I wake up in the morning and I feel like I haven't had any sleep at all. And then by 2:30 in the afternoon, I am a zombie. I want to go to bed. But I keep going because I know if I go to bed, then I won't sleep at all to go to work the next morning. And I've had no interest in going to work. Nothing has changed at work. It's still as stressful as it always was. I'm still getting the hours that I was getting before, and I was okay with those hours. And now all of a sudden, it's just everything at work is just, I find people very loud. When I went to the doctor's office, there was a family there. They were talking. That was irritating me. I'm finding that I'm more irritated over small things that I should just let wash over me and not worry about it. I'm finding I'm very angry. Even my husband has said, "Why are you so angry?" Like, I don't know why I'm so angry. And again, it's a sign of depression. Not sleeping, staying up till 2 p.m. Staying up till 2 a.m. Being exhausted but not being able to fall asleep. All of my symptoms are classified as depression. And I wish that I could go and have counseling, but unfortunately that's not something that I can tap into right now, like I said. So, quickly here, because I'm going to run out of minutes, although I'm sure I could delete stuff. I am on Wellbutrin 150 XL. I started it this morning. I took my first dose at, I don't know if it was 7:30 or 8:30. It was my first break for the day because I started work at 5 a.m. this morning. And at 11:30, I was on my lunch and something came over me. I was eating and I suddenly wasn't hungry anymore. And I thought, if I keep eating, I'm going to be sick. Really weird, because I was hungry at one point, but I didn't want to eat anymore. Now, one of the side effects of this medication is lack of appetite. And for people that are trying to lose weight, you really hope that that's the case, because obviously I also have an underlying minor eating disorder in regards to eating when I'm not hungry. That is obviously stuff going on in there. So yeah, I haven't, and then I just felt really weird, like really loopy, wanted to like bounce off the walls, jump up and down, and I felt like my eyes were like this all the time for like 3 hours after that. So I don't know if that's the medication or that's a placebo effect of me just thinking something's going on, but I was just like, things were funny that weren't funny. I couldn't think straight. My thoughts were everywhere. It was very weird. I don't feel like that so much now. I came home from work. We finished at 1:30 and I lay down and have a little bit of a nap. I'm still tired, but I know if I go to sleep now, I'm going to try to stay awake, because if I go to sleep, I work at 9. So if I go to sleep now, I'm not going to sleep. And I'm a little bit nervous about this medication because apparently insomnia is one of the side effects. It has a whole list of side effects, but insomnia is one of them. And with depression, if anyone has been depressed, you know, and I had this problem before when I was majorly depressed, is I would not be able to sleep during the nighttime. I would sleep during the day. I would want to have naps, and I could barely stay awake during the day. And that was one of the reasons why I was diagnosed with depression and put on a medication. This medication is, I could be completely wrong, but I understand it as a medication that is an SSRI, which, forgive me because I don't know what the letters stand for, but it is a dopamine reuptake inhibitor. So dopamine is what's responsible for keeping you happy. It's the happy hormone. I think it's a hormone. I could be wrong, talking out my ass. So yeah, this is my journal, and I'll probably post this one, and then I probably will come back to you in a week, unless I might do little clips maybe tomorrow and see how it goes. I was watching another girl on here, and her video is pretty old, but she did every day for a week, and she said the drug didn't affect her till day 2, but clearly I'd never been on, obviously it's been over 20 years since I've been on any kind of this kind of medication, so obviously I might be more receptive to it, or I could be all in my head, right? Who knows? So yeah, this is day 1. I'm really crossing my fingers and hoping that I can sleep tonight and see how that goes. But so far so good. I'm interested to see what taking it will be like on a day where I don't have to get up at 4 a.m. So we'll see how it is tomorrow in regards to my energy level, and I'm really hoping I can sleep tonight. But yeah, that's all I have to say. Sorry for the very long video, but I had a lot of stuff I had to get out. And thank you for watching if you have made it this far, and I will be back either tomorrow. We'll see if I have anything exciting. If not, I will be back in a week to update you on what has happened and how I'm feeling, because apparently it all affects everybody different depending on how long it's going to take. But I felt better today already, and I'm hoping tomorrow when I get out of bed I feel even better. So we'll see. Maybe I won't even need to go up to 300 milligrams. Maybe 150 will be enough for me. We'll see. All right. Bye, everybody.